So, good morning, everyone. Today, in the series of benefits of Shunya practice, we will discuss about the 11th benefit of practicing Shunya regularly. And this one, we call it creativity. And if I have to define creativity, it's about turning new and imaginative ideas into reality. I always wondered, why are some people so creative and the others are not? And the difference lies in the state of mind. The more the relaxed the mind, the more the calm the mind, the more creative the mind is. The basic nature of mind is to create things, but sometimes the mind itself gets entangled in its own creation. And that is what we all are. You look at our lives, the early part of our lives, we are very creative. We find innovative things and ideas to manage many things in our lives. But as we tend to grow old, we lose that skill. We become kind of stubborn. We want it in a particular way. We think things should be fixed and orderly. They cannot be flexible. The more you make it more rigid, the more tougher it gets. Because if you don't work it the way it should, it adds stress and you lose creativity. Creativity is finding solutions, coming up with different ways, probably for the same thing. When I say creativity, you should go back to the school. When the teacher asked you to draw a drawing, and every child in your class came up with his own version of the drawing, and it was beautiful. So we have lost that. Why do we say to people, be creative? But by telling them to be creative, how can one be creative? Only by having company with a creative person, one doesn't become creative. One can become an imitator, a copycat, but not creative. Creative is something being original, finding new ways to do the old things. And I think one way you can help your mind achieve its original state of creativity is by practicing Shunya. As usual, you'd wonder how can observing the breath, reverse counting help you in develop creativity? That's not possible. It has no connection with creativity. But let me tell you, every time you sit down, you observe your breath and you keep on reverse counting with awareness. Whenever you're disturbed with a thought, you're finding ways automatically to let go of yourself from those thoughts being bothering you. And you automatically, unknowingly, start becoming creative. You have different ways of doing things. Even if you're doing the same thing, that's what I say, when we do the same thing in different ways, you'll find people being more creative. But for that, you need to do something without any creativity. Only then can your mind create something where you need creativity. When I say that, that means you should practice Shunya the way it is. Do not let your mind come up with its own creation in doing something with Shunya, because Shunya is very simple. Sit down, observe your breath, and reverse count. Don't try to bring in your mind's creativity in that, because if you teach your mind not to create solutions and ideas for everything, let certain things be the way they are, and then it suddenly realizes that it doesn't need to do something always. When needed, it can really be very, very creative. And if you see, the ones who practice Shunya will definitely come up with creative ways in which they can express themselves. I believe that when we reset our mind which is said to be a storehouse of amazing, amazing things that it can pull out. And if we are able to reset it, you would be really shocked to see what it can do to your life. It can make it so amazing that you will just feel as if your life has become magical. And the ones who see magic in their life are the ones who are always happy. They are so amazed, they are so excited. And that's why I say, creativity creates excitement. Creativity creates that vigor of doing things, because they cannot be stopped. You stop them with one, they come up with another one. You stop them with another one, they come up with another one. You look at a painter, an artist, you might take away all the colors from him, but he can still paint with just one color. Nothing can stop his painter within from painting. He is not dependent on anything. The ones who are in DXN successful definitely are the ones who are creative too. If they find one thing is not working, they find another way to try to do the same thing. And that makes it so amazing that they cannot be just stopped. So I think with the practice of Shunya, this is one skill that starts developing, and you can witness it when you start doing things differently, in a different way, and then you get amazing results, different results. And so this is what I wanted to share for today. If you have any questions on creativity, you can definitely ask me. And I'm taking some questions here. We have Leonida Yakat Santos. Good morning, DXN. Good morning, Dr. Savera. Again, I heard your advice to Shunya and your advice to all Shunya followers. I want many to learn what I need to myself change. I want to stay my good attitude to us. Yes, Leonida, keep practicing, keep teaching. The fact of practicing is that the more you teach, the more you are practicing. So keep teaching, keep teaching. Doesn't matter if you're right, if you're wrong, because there's nothing you can go wrong in Shunya and nothing you can go wrong in DXN. When you prospect, don't think, if I'm going to tell somebody to take one RG and one GL, is that right or wrong? Everything you do in DXN is absolutely right. There's nothing wrong, because this is not something that you need to worry about. And same is true with Shunya. Everything you teach, there is no effort involved, there is no specific way that is to be forced onto somebody, everything is right. So be sure to go ahead and teach as many people you can. The more you teach, the more you become better in the stuff that you're doing. And we want to experience peace and prosperity. And peace and prosperity definitely comes from a mind that is creative. A mind that is stubborn, not ready to create anything, can never experience peace and prosperity. So, yes, so I'm getting good feedbacks, and that's really nice. Yeah, it also changes efficiency. We'll discuss about it later, but creativity, as I said, is turning new and imaginative ideas into reality. Not just daydreaming, not just imagining, but creating something that you have in your mind, an imagination, into reality. And that is important, because otherwise we would just be called dreamers, But in DXN, I believe there is a way you can imagine and you can dream about your prosperous life. And the other way is to create one and to make it into a possibility, so that people can see that, yes, this is possible, very much possible. And practicing Shunya will just get you ready. Make sure that you achieve whatever you dream and desire for. And it will find out ways and means in which your mind will be able to do that. So Shunya, the way you reset your mind, is the way it can actually start becoming more creative. So practice Shunya. Do leave down your feedback, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask me in the comment section, and I would definitely be trying to answer that. And we continue with a series, and let's see how many benefits we can discuss of this amazing ancient practice that Buddha gave us, about how we can reset our mind and find a way out of the suffering mind into a mind that leads us to peace and prosperity. So, again, thank you so much for listening to me. See you soon. Until then, take care. Bye bye.